Father, there are a lot of kids who are hearing this. There are a lot of Catholics and evangelicals who don't like the way they're dismissed in these emails by the Clinton campaign folks. What do you tell folks?
Well, you tell them the truth. You tell them that what we have here is a political party attempting to manipulate and undermine the religious beliefs of religious institutions in this country. You have to tell them the truth. It's not a matter of confession. It's a matter of exorcisms. I mean, this is diabolical.
You're talking specifically about what the Clinton campaign was saying in these emails about Catholics, evangelicals, particularly conservative Catholics, conservative evangelicals.
Yeah. The entire season, but this in particular right now, which is what we're talking about. I mean, you have sheer arrogance going on. You have disdain for the beliefs of others. And then you see, basically what you see here is their view of religion. And by the way, whether they deny the authenticity of this or not, let's remember that Hillary Clinton herself said the time has come for religious organizations to change their outdated teachings. She said that publicly in a speech. So this just reveals what's going on among themselves. What you have is an attempt to undermine religious institutions on the part of a political organization. And this should alarm everyone across the board, whether they're progressives who are concerned about the division of power in this country, or religious people who are insulted at the disdain being shown to their beliefs. No wonder they don't want to talk about these things. They can't possibly talk about these things and come out looking good.
They come back at folks like you, Father, and say, well, he sure is upset about what we might or might not have said or emailed about Catholics, but not a word about Donald Trump and what he has said, or maybe worse, done to women, you say.
Oh, I'm on record about what I think about Donald Trump. You know, this is not about my complaints about Hillary Clinton are in no way an endorsement of Donald Trump,
Gotcha.
His behavior. I think you have a similar thing going on there, because his outward behavior should not be surprising anyone. What they caught on a microphone shouldn't surprise anyone. That's exactly what he's always said as he's portrayed himself. What we have in this nation right now is a crisis. We've lost the ability to have conversations with each other, and everyone is kind of pulled off into this balkanization. We've lost a common grammar that we used to have that enabled us to speak past our differences. And this is the secularization of our society, the banalization of sexuality, and we're going to have to reconstitute this whole thing after this election, no matter who gets elected.
You know, we talk about the court's tone of this campaign, period. And I'm wondering, though, with some of the discussions about Catholics and evangelicals, that if we were to switch Muslim there, whether this would be causing much more outrage. What do you think?
Of course. Absolutely. You know, I think for a long time, traditional Christianity has taken it on the nose, right, because of the politicization of religion. You see this particularly in this batch of emails that we've been talking about, that even religious believers, these people largely, as I understand, are Catholics. I don't know if they practice their faith, but what you see the priority is not religion for them, it's politics. To disdain someone for baptizing their children Catholic, coming out of the mouth of a Catholic, I mean, that's why I say this is more than a matter of confession. This is a matter of exorcism.
Yeah, there was a much more targeting of conservative Catholics. The Catholic monolithic, though it might be in terms of voting, tends to vote as a bloc for Democrats. Now, there's a distinction, as folks like you reminded me, with practicing Catholics versus non-practicing, young versus old.
Right.
But why is that? Why, as a bloc, why are they reliably Democratic?
Well, that goes back in history over 100 years. You had the Republicans being know-nothings and nativists. They were anti-immigrants, particularly at that time, Catholic immigrants. There was a kind of crypto-racism in what they were saying. They were afraid of the power of the Roman Catholic Church. All of this is embedded in part of the elitism of American history, and Catholics reacted to that. And then especially after the war, there were a lot of benefits benefits offered to these immigrant groups after the war, and Catholics aligned with a Democratic Party at that time that is different than the Democratic Party today, because at least they were family friendly, they were patriots, they were certainly pro-life, pro-marriage, all of those things. This has all been thrown on its head right now, and that's why I say after the election there's a lot of work to do.
There is indeed. Father Robert Sirico, thank you. Very good seeing you again.
Good to see you again, Neil.
All right. We have a lot more on this, including a breakdown of those various scandals, WikiLeaks and the emails there, and then, of course, Donald Trump and all of his woes. The View from Up North. I'm talking Canada. Lord Conrad Black is next.